Hello and welcome to Cruise Property Management. In this video, I'm going to go over Safer Homes Act and why it's important for you. Now, first of all, this one is new starting January 1st, 2026, and this one needs to be on the first page of the lease. So if you don't have this, then you can check out the description and you can find this document, link to this document. So what is this document? This one is if you mean the tenant or resident, if you or a member of your household are a survivor of domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, or stalking, you have special rights relating to your housing to make you safer. So that's what this is about. And this is going to be on the first page of the lease. It has several sections here. 8 sections total, and I'm just going to briefly go over. But before I go over, I just want to make sure that you understand I'm not an attorney, so if you need more detailed information about this in your specific case, please consult your attorney about this. This is for information only. Okay, number 1, under the Illinois Safe Home Act, you have the right to end your lease early and not pay future rent when you move from your rental place because of a threat of domestic violence or sexual violence. So usually when there's a lease, maybe it ends at December 31st. If you move out before that, you might owe a termination fee or you owe the balance of the rent. But if you're experiencing a threat of domestic violence or sexual violence, then you don't have to pay those penalties or the remaining balance rent. You can move out. Second is you also have the right to change your locks to prevent further domestic violence or sexual violence at your rental place. So rental place, usually when you rent a place, you are not supposed to change the locks, and many times, usually that's the case. But in this case, if you feel like there's to prevent further domestic violence or sexual violence, you can change the locks. Next, your landlord will be liable to you for your actual damage up to $2,000 in reasonable attorney's fees if they disclose to a prospective landlord that you used the Safe Homes Act or share any information you provided when using the same Homes Act. So the way I looked at it, the way I read this is, for example, your tenant moves out and the landlord asks you for a reference, and you can talk about the fact that the tenant was using the Safe Homes Act or any information related to that to the other landlord, or you might face a $2,000 penalty. Next, number 4, if your landlord tries to evict you and the eviction is based upon you or a household member experiencing domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, or stalking, you may be able to stop the eviction. So in other words, you can evict somebody because the household member is experiencing domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, or stalking. So that's something to keep in mind. And next one is a landlord cannot discriminate against you under the Illinois Human Rights Act because you have an order of protection, a stalking no contact order, or a civil no contact order. So basically, don't discriminate just because somebody have an order of protection, stalking, a stalking no contact order, or a civil no contact order. Now, next one is more so related to the counties and cities and villages. And the number 7 is going to be about utility companies. And number 8, there's extra rights under the Federal Violence Against Women Act if the resident reside in federally subsidized housing. So you want to keep that in mind also. So that's what this is about. And again, if you don't have this, you can have this in the link. You can go to the link in the description. You just have to put it on the first page of the lease. So it's pretty simple in that regard. Thank you for watching.